Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty crazy news when it comes down to the PlayStation 6, and now every now and then you get the YouTuber videos that people talk about this or bring up the subject or whatever, but this one is actually very intriguing, because instead of it just being like, oh, here's this random thing, it's in regards now to a brand new patent that has actually been kind of making its way around the internet, and a lot of folks have been kind of thinking about the fact that this is actually not technology that is currently in the PlayStation 5, and as well, this should be in theory for either the PlayStation 6 or as well the PlayStation 5 Pro. So we're going to talk about this actually cool news, and well, I always like when we get to see this stuff being developed. Now, if you guys do remember too, the PlayStation 5 has been in development for many years before it came out. Same thing with the PlayStation VR. I'm sure there's also a brand new Xbox in development right now. I'm sure there's so many things such as the Switch Pro, etc. They're all kind of probably rocking around over here. So we're going to talk about this, talk about everything, and hope you guys will stay tuned and relax and enjoy. So if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for the channel. Leave a like if you guys want, your thoughts down below, the Twitter and Twitch room down below, and the Target Amazon links to pick up your consoles, and let's dive into the news. So first and foremost, if you guys do not know, the PlayStation 6 is not out yet. Duh. But basically, as we have these consoles, it takes a long time to do some research and development to see what basically gets fine-tuned, to see how the price points kind of get adjusted, and as well, you always have to be future thinking, because guess what? What if Xbox comes out with a brand new Xbox tomorrow? Unlikely though, but if they did, you'd also want to have someone like Sony have a proper match to somehow go beat them out in terms of price or specs, or at least be comparable. But right now, there's been a huge rumor floating around that the next PlayStation 6 console design will actually be led by PlayStation 5's Mark Cerny. Now, we've actually covered Mark Cerny in our videos, although not in quite some time though, where he's been pretty much one of the bigger developers when it comes to the internals and also the hardware and everything else for all these consoles. So right now, there's been several rumors about the PS6 console design being headed by Mark Cerny, and have been swirling around for these past 2 weeks. I'm kind of just trying to highlight these all for you guys, where most of these rumblings stem from a new patent by Cerny that describes a method to actually go and accelerate ray tracing on a PlayStation 5, although once again though, with this information is almost not available for the PlayStation 5, so people are filling in that blank saying, hey, that this is a patent that's already being worked on and developed. It's not currently in the PlayStation 5 as of yet, so in theory it actually might be going for the PlayStation 6 and the next upcoming console. Now as well, depending on how the internal architecture and actually like the specific specs and everything else, this actually could maybe be for like say a PlayStation 5 Pro, depending on how much they want to change it up in the future. But I think as of right now, which is how like in the future it is, the PlayStation 6, I think a lot of folks are more just alluding towards that. So right now, a lot of people are saying more so the PS6 is more of a rumor with an educated guess, so it's obviously not going to be confirmed, and even if it was, we can guarantee you guys Sony want to confirm it. But several users on Twitter have now shared rumors that, basically Mark Cerny is leading the design for the PlayStation 6. Even saw a PlayStation 6 countdown saying basically in a tweet on over here, which is funny that people, even though we still, like just only a few weeks ago, got used to the PlayStation 5 even being able to be purchased normally, we already have PlayStation 6 countdown Twitter accounts, which is like, to me, it's ridiculous. But anyway, they have a big rumor over here stating that Mark Cerny is working very hard on developing the future of the PlayStation brand, which is very likely to be the PS6 or PlayStation 6, with more information to be shared, obviously, in the years ahead. Now, we're still like in the kind of, I guess, theory early stages of the PlayStation 5, so we're not gonna have anything super quick, but we're gonna talk about this actual patent too, because patents are there, like it's legit. It's like actually been developed and utilized over here for this. So they also basically have a few different things too, where they say, basically a bigger deduction over here from Digital Foundry's Dictator on Reset Terra, which is kind of like a big leaking slash like video game discussion website, had a chance to write that the patent has an RT unit like Intel or NV, which PS5 and AMD, both as of now, do not even have in any of their released hardware. So this is basically them trying to be like, hey, we're talking about a phone. This phone has like a biometric scanner or something, I don't know, like whatever cool science word you could go put up there. Some VR imprint, whatever. And it's not in the phones currently. So basically there's a huge patent that's actually been made that is now being utilized in nothing. So that means that they want to go utilize it, you can't just go bring this up to like the last 30 plus million PS5s already sold. It has to either on brand new hardware, so think either PlayStation 5 Pro or as well on the PlayStation 6, which a lot of people are pushing more for the PS6 because typically these like mid-console generation jumps. If you look at say like the PS4 Pro or the Xbox Series, whatever the heck it was, like the Pro hardware, whatever it was back in the day, a lot of those are also kind of very similar, although slightly just better specs. So this is basically possibly a lot of folks saying this will be a future PlayStation 5 iteration, although that iteration could also mean either PS6 or PS5 Pro and Slim. Probably not a Slim, because if they do a Slim, they'll probably keep most of the hardware pretty similar and just have like a outside redesign for shipping costs. It's probably going down to like that really cool like separate hard drive type thing we keep talking about. So a lot of folks are saying more on the PS6. So even if this rumor turns out to be a hogwash, it does make logical sense, and Cerny was the lead system architect for the PS4, PlayStation Vita, and PS5, so him obviously taking the reins for a PS6 would make a lot of sense. A lot of folks are also assuming that the PS6 would come in around maybe 2027 or so too as well, with some other bigs in the talk for that one. So this also going to dive into this actual pen. So this is what we're talking about over here, which came out like a week ago or so, saying Mark Cerny's new patent could reveal plans to accelerate ray tracing on the PS5. So a new patent describes a method of improving performance when ray tracing is enabled. As of right now, it's kind of like I said, a big push for newer tech. So Sony Interactive Entertainment has filed a new patent that suggests it's looking to improve the performance of PlayStation 5 games when using ray trace lighting. Filed this week is spotted by a Twitter user. The credit to PS5 and PS4 engineer Mark Cerny. The patent is titled System and Method for Accelerated Ray Tracing with Acroneous Operation and Ray Transformation. The patent describes a system that uses shader processes to shorten rays, thus increasing overall performance when ray tracing is turned on. The described processing strategy may result in a significant improvement of ray tracing speed as the shader program is only performing hit testing, the patent reads. So number one, it's also going to be a big thing in terms of the actual utilization of ray tracing. And if you guys have PCs or your consoles, like whatever, it's also a big thing to note is that it is a very taxing system. It does make your computer or your PS5 or your Xbox or whatever, it's logs. Like there's a lot of stuff you have to run with it to make these graphics and these shaders and these lights better. So the more efficient you can have, the better it can be as well, obviously for graphics and everything else. So basically real-time ray tracing, which allows for the realistic simulation of light and reflections, similar to those seen in the CGI movies, is the flagship visual feature of new-gen consoles for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and modern PC GPUs. Currently, many PlayStation 5 games such as Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart offer ray tracing modes. However, those modes come with the trade-off of reduced frame rates and lower resolutions in order to facilitate the significant power required for the effort. Other graphically intensive titles, such as the upcoming Gran Turismo 7, aren't able to enable ray tracing at all during gameplay, which is a big issue with this one, where it's actually limited to lighting features to replays and garage mode. And if you guys are gamers, you guys probably understand that's cool, I guess, for a garage mode, but if I'm playing a racing game meant to have really good graphics, I want to make it look beautiful. And that's kind of like, I think, the big caveat, where people are pushing either for a PS5 Pro or a PS6, because with that one, if they cannot even literally utilize some of these games, or if they're like too graphically intensive, like such as Gran Turismo 7, it just goes to show that you need better hardware. You need something more specifically made to make it better. And if for some other reason you don't have that, then what is the point? No one really fully understands now of just what's happening, what's going on. So on PC, NVIDIA's RTX video cards offer hardware accelerated ray tracing that has seen the feature widely adopted by these brand new modern games. And that is one of the bigger caveats for consoles, is they are slightly outdated. And I think that's one of the bigger things to note, is that because they are, at this, compared to like, say, like a $3,000 PC, that's fine, it's a $500 price tag, it's meant to be for the overall general consumers, but when you get this next level content, things like such as ray tracing and special things, all this, it's hard to go and push that on a $500 machine, no matter how optimized it is, and as time goes on, it gets more and more outdated. And that's why a lot of folks are looking for this one too, because we want to go and have, you know, things like a PS6 Pro, or PlayStation 5 Pro to make these actual graphics better and be able to go run these modern games on always utilizing RTX and everything else too. So here's a little bit of a diagram going and discussing the actual patent side, where you have all these additional processing cores with the RT units, with the intersection engines, traversal logic, and stack management to essentially try their best to fine tune and optimize everything all in between. So I don't know. It's very intriguing to see this because we do kind of keep on seeing these leaks and rumors and conversations around the PlayStation 6 coming out and coming around and everything else in between, which I think is very, very cool. But I think one of the bigger issues with all this is that we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know how much details of these random patents could go towards, say, a PS5 Pro or PS6. And as well, we have to wait for it to come out and be developed. So, I don't know, a little bit of a fun little nifty video. I thought there was actually a lot of cool, like, interconnected, like, crazy thoughts put together. So if you guys all enjoyed, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. If you just want to follow and hang out there, we'd love to have you guys there. We have the Target links. We have the Amazon links too. Leave a like in your thoughts and comments, and I'll maybe have another little smidgen video later on throughout today.